We talk a lot on this channel about how you are in control of your own destiny, how you are in control of your life, and you are the master of your destiny. And that can be difficult for some people to hear or think about, because they might feel like, well, if I am truly in control of my destiny, then why am I so unhappy with my current reality, or why am I so dissatisfied with my current situation? And the thing about power and control is, just because you create your own reality doesn't mean that everyone will create a reality that they like or enjoy. For some people, they can very much feel like they are not in control of their life, and it can feel like the reality that they're living in, the situation that they're living in, is not one that they would ever create. So when we talk about being in charge and being in control and having power over your own destiny, some people can take that to mean that they have to constantly be hustling or constantly be working really, really hard, constantly trying to fight to make something happen or to force something to happen. And it might feel like in order to get what they want, they really have to push hard and force everyone around them and everything around them to obey their command. And that's the idea, and that's the vision that they have when they think about power or when they think about control. But that's actually quite the opposite of what you want to do. Being in control and taking back your power doesn't necessarily mean running around hustling or trying to fight everyone or trying to force anything to happen when it doesn't necessarily want to. If you have ever known anyone who is always looking for a fight, someone who always thinks that everyone is against them or that things never work out for them, they kind of go through life and walk through life with a certain attitude and a certain vibration, and the way that they act, their mannerisms, and the way that they interact with people and things. Really, they're emitting this vibration, this energy of being constantly ready to fight people because they think that people are constantly trying to fight them. They think that in order to get what they want, they constantly have to be on the defense. So they might be very defensive people and always think that they have to work really, really hard to get what they want. But that actually works out really negatively for them. It tends to give them like the opposite of what they want. I've known people like this in my life, people who always thought that everyone else was against them and their actions and their reactions. Because of that, they would always have a very defensive demeanor. They would always be ready to fight. And because of that, it changes the way that they treat people and the way that they behave. And it made them quite hostile and difficult to be around, and generally not the best people to be around. And because of that, the reactions that they would get back from everyone else, from things that would happen to them, would be exactly what they were trying to accomplish in the first place. It would really confirm their ideas and their mindset about the world. And it just reaffirmed that everyone was out to get them. It reaffirmed that things never worked out for them. But instead, if they had walked through life with a more positive attitude about people and things, if they were to think that things always work out for them, life always works out for them, people are generally nice and kind, and they were to project those energies and vibrations and acted in that way towards other people and treated people in that way with those expectations, then again, that's exactly what they would have gotten back. Sometimes we meet other people's expectations of us. Sometimes we will take on identities that other people have given us. So when you walk around life expecting the world to be negative and harsh, expecting people to act their worst, and expecting things to go wrong, that's exactly what you get back. Whereas on the other hand, if you walk around expecting the best from people and thinking that people are generally good and thinking that life always works out for you, then again, that's what you're going to get back. So the control isn't necessarily about controlling the outside. It's more about controlling your internal thoughts and your internal beliefs. And it's a very calming sense of the word control. It doesn't have to do with hustling. It doesn't have to do with trying to change things or force things. It's about being in control of your inner beliefs and being strong in your conviction with who you think you are and what you deserve. And the next thing I'm going to talk about is being in flow. I talk about this all the time, how being in flow will get you to where you want to be a lot faster, get your manifestations to come in a lot faster. But there are so many questions when it comes to this. How can you actually be in flow with life, with the universe, with the people around you? And what does that really mean? A fun example is if you've ever tried to go on a diet in December and during the holiday season, while everyone else was trying to give you cookies and pastries that they made at home and holiday candy and whatever else. It really feels like you're trying to swim against the current. It feels like you're really trying to force something to happen at a time that's just not super favorable. And then on the other hand, if you've ever been in January where everyone is on their health kick and you're just really not feeling it and you just wanna, eat junk food and lay around and not do anything productive or positive, again, it just feels very unnatural because likely everyone around you is going to be in this very positive, motivated mood, and that's the mode they're in. They're excited for the new year, they have their resolutions, they're going to the gym, and it just feels like you're swimming against the current. And while you don't necessarily need to completely give in to everything that's happening around you, to any kind of trends that's going on, it generally is a bit easier to go with the flow rather than to fight it. So for example, this December, this holiday season, I really gave in and was eating super unhealthy foods, but I didn't feel any kind of negativity about it because it just felt very natural to me. And I didn't feel like I was trying to fight or force anything. It was more just about doing what made me happy. And when you utilize the flow and the trends correctly, that is what it's going to feel like. You're going to feel a sense of calm and you're going to feel a sense of control because you don't necessarily need to completely give in. So for example, I would just have a cookie if I wanted, but I didn't feel the need to eat the whole thing of cookies. And I felt very calm and very much in control and very at peace because I wasn't trying to fight anything, but I also wasn't completely giving in to anything. And now that the holiday season is over and everyone is in their grind mode again, I am taking advantage of that a little bit, trying to ride that wave of positivity, but I'm not doing too much. I'm not completely giving into it because at the end of the day, you are still in control of your life, but sometimes it helps to just ride the wave. If you were surfing, you were just using the ocean wave to help you move along a little bit faster. And I think that's the best way to think about that and to visualize that. And the last thing I want to address is redirection. So if you are feeling stuck or if you're feeling unmotivated, if you're feeling like maybe you had a bad day, maybe something negative happened, what I want you to do is practice redirection. Something bad happens, immediately ask yourself, but how can this be positive? But how can this actually work out for me really well? Our Airbnb kept canceling on us. We had 3 different Airbnbs that would cancel on us. And it was really frustrating in the moment, but I tried to be positive and I tried to tell myself, okay, well, how can this work out for us? Maybe there's a better one. Maybe there's one that's closer, that's in the right price range, that's nicer and better. And at first, nothing came up. And we just kind of waited around and just kind of let go of it. And then after a few weeks, something finally came up that was exactly what we wanted. It was cuter and nicer, better prices, and a lot closer. So something better did come along in the end. It just took some time. But redirection, getting your mind and getting yourself to practice getting into positive mode, getting into how can this work out for me, how can this be beneficial for me, that will get you out of the mindset of negativity and into a high vibration mindset, and that will get you closer to anything that you're trying to manifest. This works especially well when you're feeling stuck or when you're feeling like you're in a rut. Sometimes when you're at work or if you're working on something, a project, or maybe a puzzle and you get stuck and you're frustrated, you've been working on it for a while, you're usually not going to get it and you're not going to make breakthroughs in that moment because in that moment you really can't see it. You're in a frustrated mode, you're in stuck mode, and the best thing to do is take a break, to go get coffee, to go relax for a bit, maybe you go lie down for a bit, and later when you come back to it, the solution will come to you. Oh, Kobe's back. And it might feel a lot easier later on because you're no longer in that mode of frustration, in that mode of negativity. And that can actually be a little bit addicting. Sometimes we get addicted to feeling negative, to feeling jealous, to feeling like you want to blame other people. That can actually be quite addicting. So redirection and getting yourself out of that is really, really helpful. Okay, that's it for today's video. I hope you found value in this. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this with someone who might also find it to be impactful. And I will see you next time. Bye!